Darna. Darna Tagalog pronunciation. Darna is a fictional Filipino comics superheroine created by writer Mars Ravelo and artist Nestor Redondo. The character's first appearance was in Pilipino Komiks Ace Publications, Inc. #77 on May 13, 1950. Darna is a retooling of Ravelo's earlier character, Varga, whose stories he wrote and illustrated himself. This character first appeared in Bulaklak Magazine, Volume 4, #17 on July 23, 1947. Ravelo left Bulaklak Magazine due to differences with the publication's editors. One of the most popular Filipino superheroes, Darna has appeared in many films and several television series through the decades, which have far overshadowed her actual comics tenure. The 2003 Mango Comics miniseries revealed that Darna is a deceased extraterrestrial warrior magically manifesting herself through a woman from Earth named Narda who summons her by shouting her name. As Darna, she stands up for those who cannot fend for themselves. She fights against common criminals as well as greater forces of evil, most famously the snake-haired supervillain Valentina. She is often accompanied by her younger brother, Ding. Several alternate versions of Darna have been characterized over the years. Darna's appearance is distinctive and iconic. She usually wears a red bikini or shorts with a gold star in each brassiere cap, red helmet with ruby-encrusted gold-winged medallion, gold bracelets, a golden medallion belt with a loincloth in the middle, and red boots. Darna is widely considered as a Filipino cultural icon and the most celebrated superhero character in the Philippines. The character has been adapted extensively and portrayed in other forms of media as well, including films and television series. Several actresses have portrayed Darna in motion pictures and TV series, including Rosa del Rosario, Liza Morno, Eva Montes, Gina Parano, Vilma Santos, Lorna Tolentino, Rio Locsin, Sharon Cuneta, Nanette Medved, Anjanetta Bayari, Regine Velasquez, Angel Locsin, and Marian Rivera. Character history. Early years. Mars Ravelo created the first images of Darna before World War II as the character's predecessor Varga. Ravelo's inspiration for Darna's heroic qualities came from his childhood fascination with Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster's Superman first appearance on Action Comics. No. 1. June 30, 1938, debut as a newspaper comic strip on January 16, 1939. The winged medallion on Darna's helmet was inspired by the emblem of the Philippine Air Force, as Ravelo also dreamed of the opportunity to fly. The magic white stone concept is cultural iconography, as Philippine folklore has many stories of brave young mortals whose courage and heart enable them to be worthy of magic amulets, the only thing in these stories that could even the odds against evil, supernatural forces. After the war, Ravelo realized that the Filipinos were in need of a superhero, so he again shopped his superheroine concept to publishers until one of them, Bulaklak Comics, agreed to publish Ravelo's heroine, that he now called Varga, in 1947, inspired by the Varga Girls series of illustrations, and the strip took off. Varga made her debut in Bulaklak Magazine, Vol. 4, #17 on July 23, 1947, which Ravelo wrote and drew. In an interview, Ravelo revealed that he offered his creation first to Liwayway Magazine and other publications but was rejected. Had Liwayway Magazine not rejected the offer, Varga would have been the Philippines' first comics superhero. Contrary to popular belief, Darna was not named after the magical ibong Adarna, a Darna bird, which appears in a Philippine epic of the same name. In Bulaklak Magazine, Narda was already established as Varga's mortal identity. Darna was simply an anagram of Narda. The concept and image of the character was based on the illustrations of Superman appearing on comic books brought by soldiers from the United States to the Philippines. It was the story of a mortal girl named Narda, named after one of Ravelo's childhood playmates, her brother Ding, and their grandmother, Lola Asay, who lived in the town of Masambong when a falling star revealed itself to be a magic amulet that turns Narda into the superheroine Varga. The name Varga was under ownership of Bulaklak Comics. Darna's first adventure was first serialized in the pages of Pilipino Komiks Ace Publications, Inc. #77 on May 13, 1950, where she was pitted against the sultry snake goddess Valentina. Here, Narda, a young girl, swallows a stone, which has the word Darna on it, and transforms into Darna by shouting out the latter's name. Likewise, Darna turns back into Narda by shouting Narda's name. The stone, which was from the planet Mart, stays in her body. Her secret is known to her grandmother and her brother, Ding, who becomes her sidekick. Darna quickly gained popularity among Filipino comic book readers. The original Darna Comics series, written by Ravelo and illustrated by Redondo, ran for 28 issues. Later years. On May 31, 1951, Darna made a crossover from comics cinema even before the comic book serial was finished. Royal Publications under Fernando Po Sr. It was the last film directed by Fernando Po Sr. Since then, a number of actresses and actors have portrayed the superheroine on both cinema and television. Some made from 1973 onwards starred the future multi-awarded dramatic actress and politician Vilma Santos. In this incarnation, Darna's origin was changed. Narda herself became Darna, unlike the original in which she just channeled her. The stone came out of Narda's mouth every time she changes back, and she had to swallow it every time she wanted to transform, a revision that became the standard for the following incarnations. Darna is not specified as coming from Mart and is mentioned simply as a warrior of light. In this version, Narda was aged up from a child to her early teens, and only Ding was aware of her secret. This version of Darna became most people's idea of the character for about 3 decades. A catchphrase popularized by the films and said by Narda runs, "Ding ang bato." Ding, give me the stone. In 1977, first Darna TV series was produced by Kichi Benedicto and aired on RPN KBS 9. Darna. The TV series starred Lorna Tolentino as Darna/Narda. Darna also had her own cartoon series in 1986 aired on GMA Network, the Mango Comics miniseries. In 2003, a National Book Award-winning Darna Limited miniseries was published by Mango Comics, with major input from Ravelo's family. Darna is a 3-part 50th anniversary issue, 36 pages per issue, full color in English. The first part of the series was released on February 28, 2003, the second part on May 7, 2003, and the last part on December 13, 2003. With an all-new storyline of Bobby Yanzon and each issue drawn by a different, world-class artist, every one of this series is guaranteed to satisfy. Darna issue #1. Darna finds herself faced with a familiar serpent-coiffed adversary who's sexier and deadlier than ever. Written by Babaeng Yanzon, pencils by Ryan Orozco, and inks by Gilbert Monsanto. Darna issue #2, Darna issue #3. Written by Babaeng Yanzon, pencils and inks by Gilbert Monsanto. Fictional character biography. The story of Darna begins with a village girl named Narda who lives in the provincial town Barrio Masambong with her brother Ding. The siblings were orphaned and consequently adopted by their grandmother Lola Asay. Narda loves to sing while her younger brother, Ding plays the harmonica very well. Sometimes Narda and Ding go from house to house and sing for the money to help their grandmother to support their daily needs. While playing a game of hide and seek one night, Narda saw a shooting star in the night sky. The celestial object crashed into woods. Impressed by its beauty, she picked it up and decided to keep it. When her playmates started looking for her, she immediately hid the white stone in her mouth to prevent her playmates from taking it from her. The white stone came alive and went down her throat into her stomach. She began to experience psychic flashes that flooded her mind with alien images of worlds far away, which caused her to fall unconscious. She was found by Lola Say, who took her home and put her to bed. When Narda woke up, she was back at home with her grandmother and her brother, Ding. They asked her what happened, and she related her bizarre experience. When her grandmother asked her what the inscription was on the white stone she swallowed, Narda yelled, "Darna." Her grandmother and brother were both startled by a flash of light and smoke that filled the room. Where Narda once stood, there now was a tall, beautiful warrior woman. She explained to them that she was Darna of the planet Mart, and that she was sent to Earth to face the forces of darkness and hatred that afflicted the world. Narda was channeling the alien woman. After she assured them that she meant no harm, Darna changed back to Narda by saying the latter's name. Alter egos. Narda. Regardless of its many incarnations, the story of Darna begins with a village girl named Narda who finds a small white stone, a tiny meteorite from outer space. Narda swallows the stone and shouts Darna. She becomes a mighty warrior ready to defend Earth from evil forces. In the 2009 TV series, Darna's alter ego was named Narda Archangel, her surname being a possible nod to Archangel. God's messenger, Father Mateo, played by Eddie Garcia, also referred to Darna as Anghel na Sugo, ng Langit English, Messenger of Heaven. Daria. Mars Ravelo created a second alter ego named Daria in C. Darna at Planetman, serialized in Holiday Comics in 1969. For the first time, Darna transformed into Daria in the third issue of C. Darna at Ang Planetman. Daria is a grown-up version of Narda. In the 1969 film Darna at Ang Planetman, Gina Perino played Darna and Daria. She was the only actress to portray Darna's alter ego Daria. Nemesis. Darna faces a variety of foes ranging from common criminals to outlandish supervillains, often having tragic origin stories that lead them to a life of crime and evil. Valentina is the most iconic Filipino supervillain created by Mars Ravelo. If you have Darna, Valentina will eventually strike. Darna's other longtime recurring foes include Babaeng Lawin, Babaeng Impakta, Babaeng Tuod, and Babaeng Linta, among others. Many of Darna's adversaries are often women. Golden Age. Valentina. Valentina, goddess of the snakes/serpents, is the most popular enemy of Darna in the comics, films, and television. She envies Narda and never appreciates what is her own. She torments her and becomes the cause of most of her misfortunes. She can control all kinds of snakes, being from the same race as the serpent queens of Tiamat. In most incarnations, she has snakes on her head which she hides under a wig like the Gorgon Medusa. Cristina Aragon was the first to play Valentina on the big screen opposite the first Darna, Rosa del Rosario, in Darna 1951. Celia Rodriguez played Babaeng Ahaz in Lipad, Darna, Lipad. 1973. Pilar Palapal played the role in Darna 1991. Polita Corrales played Valentina in Darna. Pagbabalik Darna, The Return 1994. As Darna flew to the small screen, so did Valentina. In Darna 2005, Alessandra De Rossi played the first TV Valentina, followed by Iwamoto in Darna 2009. Babaeng Lawin. Babaeng Lawin appeared in Pilipino Komiks Darna at Ang Babaeng Lawin 1951. She was born with superhuman strength and agility in the comics. Elvira Reyes played the first Babaeng Lawin / Armida on the big screen in Darna at Ang Babaeng Lawin 1952. Liza Lorna played the role in Lipad, Darna, Lipad, 1973, then Veronica Jones in Darna at Ding 1980. But in the 2009 TV series, Babaeng Lawin Armida, the robotic hawk woman, played by Aira Madrigal, has enhanced strength, endurance, durability, speed, and healing after being experimented on. Babaeng Impakta. Babaeng Impakta is another classic Darna villainess that was updated in the 2009 TV series. She appeared in Kenkoy Comics Darna Ang Impakta 1962. Babaeng Impakta is actually a pair of conjoined twins, Roma and her impish twin. Roma was first played by Gina Alonso, and Paquito Salcido played the demonic conjoined twin on the big screen in C. Darna Ang Impakta 1963. Gloria Romero played Babaeng Impakta in Lipad, Darna, Lipad, 1973. Impakta was played by Bing Loizaga in Darna 1991. Nadine Samant was Roma and Mira was her twin Impai in the 2009 TV series. Roma, who was born to a prominent family, appears like a normal human with an angelic face and a sweet demeanor, but her back is grotesquely humped. Ispitnik. Nita Blanca played Darna's rival superheroine Ispitnik in Ispitnik vs. Darna 1963. Babaeng Tuod. Babaeng Tuod appeared in Liwayway Magazine's Darna at Ang Babaeng Tuod 1964. Babaeng Tuod / Lucy was first played on the big screen by Gina Alonso in Darna at Ang Babaeng Tuod 1965. Alonso previously played Roma Ang Babaeng Impakta in C. Darna at Ang Impakta 1963. Francine Prieto, who played the young Narda in Darna 1991, but was uncredited, played Babaeng Tuod / Lucifera in the 2009 TV series. Babaeng Tuod Lucifera. The wood witch Lucifera, the tree monster, is the embodiment of nature as she is a living tree. Planetman. Planetman appeared in Holiday Comics Magazine's Darna at Ang Planetman 1968. Vic Vargas played the Planetman in C. Darna at Ang Planetman 1969. Babaeng Linta. Babaeng Linta first appeared in Darna Comics Magazine's Darna at Ang Babaeng Linta #1 February 3, 1968. Babaeng Linta Leech Woman has two alter egos, Octavia Morin, a 1940s actress, and Lutgarda Morales, an actress and model in 2009. Babaeng Linta got her powers from a lake infested with leeches. Octavia used her newfound abilities to wreak vengeance upon the men that molested her, one of which was Adolfo Sandeges, Pancho's played by Dennis Trillo grandfather. Binibining Pilipinas World 2007. Maggie Wilson played the role in the 2009 TV series. Giants. In Darna and the Giants 1973, the Giants were played by Divina Valencia, Ike Lozada, Pepito Rodriguez, Cesar Ramirez, Xandro Zamora, and Max Alvarado. In Darna at Ding 1980, Max Alvarado also played the Giant. X3X. Helen Gamboa played the alien warrior queen X3X in Darna and the Giants 1973. Elektra. Rosanna Ortiz played Elektra in Darna vs. The Planet Women 1975. Regine Velasquez, who previously had a cameo as Darna in the 2003 film Captain Barbell, played Elektra Reina Ngmga Amazona in the 2009 TV series. The Planet Women. In Darna and the Giants 1973, The Planet Women were played by Lorelei, Elizabeth Vaughn, Karina Solsky, Anita Lincoln, Christy Sorino, and Lorna Loxon. There were also Planet Men in the film who were played by Ricky Valencia, Carlo Vero, Dave Esquerra, Robert Miller, and Greg Lozano uncredited. In Darna vs. The Planet Women 1975, Lita Vasquez played Cara, the Planet Woman, while the other Planet Women were played by Diana Villa and Lieza Zobel. Lei Ming. Celia Rodriguez, who previously played Babaeng Ahas in Lipad, Darna, Lipad. 1973, played an evil which named Lei Ming in Darna at Ding 1980. Dr. Vontisberg. Marisa Delgado played Dr. Vontisberg in Darna at Ding 1980. Santanina Diabolica. Santanina Diabolica appeared in Campion Comics Darna vs. Santanina Diabolica 1977. Black Widow. Black Widow appeared in Ravelo magazine's Darna at Ang Black Widow February 14, 1980. Black Orchid. Gyanga. Gyanga appeared in Darna Comics Darna vs. Gyanga January 21, 1985. Alice Dixon had a cameo as Gyanga in the 2005 TV series. Dixon played another Ravelo creation, Daredevil, in the 1990 film of the same name. But in the series, it was Aramina who portrayed Daredevil for a cameo. Taong Diablo. Taong Diablo appeared in Darna at Ang Taong Diablo November 11, 1985. Modern Age 1986 present. Taong Ibon. Taong Ibon appeared in Darna Comics Magazine's Darna at Ang Taong Ibon October 12, 1987. The Warlock. The Warlock appeared in Darna Comics Darna vs. The Warlock June 25, 1990. Valentine. Valentine Adan is Valentina's daughter. Sherry Gill played Valentine in Darna. Pagbabalak Darna, The Return 1994. She is often confused as Valentina, who was played by Polita Corrales. Like Valentina and Medusa, she has snakes on her head. Domenico Lipalico. Edu Manzano played Domenico Lipalico in Darna 1991 and Darna. Pagbabalak 1994. Magnum. Bong Alvarez played Magnum in Darna. Pagbabalak 1994. Ziumarna. Ziumarna appeared in Darna Comics Darna vs. Ziumarna 1992. Black Mercury. Black Mercury appeared in Darna Comics Darna vs. The Black Mercury 1994. Arachnido. Arachnido appeared in Darna Comics Magazine's Darna vs. Arachnido August 12, 1996. Toxic Monster. Toxic Monster appeared in Super Action Comics Darna and Toxic Monster 1999. Devil Dinosaur. Merca. Merca first appeared in Super Action Vol. 2-12 Pano Kung May Tatlong Darna. 1999. A retelling of Darna's origin. It turns out that the magic stone Narda saw fall from the sky was only one of three. Carmi is an orphan who founds the second stone landing somewhere in Europe, and with the stone's power, she becomes the heroine Merca who sells her services to the highest bidder. Ion. Ion is a strange reptile-like alien creature who first appeared in Super Action Vol. 2-12 Pano Kung May Tatlong Darna. 1999. He holds the third stone and assumes a human disguise as Oni Basilisk, the head of the weapons manufacturing firm Cran Industries. Ebony. China. She rarely assumes her full serpentine form compared to Ebony, and prefers to utilize her humanoid reptilian form complete with legs. Mamba Barang. Mamba Barang, Lord of Insects and Pests, wreaks havoc in society with his insects and pests. Eddie Garcia played Mamba Barang in the 2005 TV series. Dr. Zombie. Dr. Zombie mad scientist slash reanimator of corpses invented a concoction to cure his wife played by Rio Loxon from end-stage cancer, but was too late to cure her. His life took a twisted turn after the death of his beloved wife. His concoction had the power to reanimate the dead into zombies. He also wields an assortment of weaponry unique only to himself. Christopher de Leon played Dr. Zombie slash Ted in the 2005 TV series. Braguda. Braguda, the Queen of Darkness and ruler of the anomalous planet Mart's evil underground dwelling race, is the main villain of the 2005 TV series. She is the powerful queen of the Anomalcan race of the planet Mart, who dreams of the whole galaxy bowing down to her, but for that to happen, she must obtain Darna's white stone and merge it with her black stone so that she may transform the planet Earth into a new version of the planet Mart. Celia Rodriguez, who previously played two different Darna villains, Babaeng Ahas in Lipad, Darna, Lipad, 1973, and Lei Ming in Darna Act in 1980, played Braguda in the 2005 TV series. She went on to play Ms. Perfecta in the 2009 TV series. Sulfura. Sulfura human volcano has the power to fly and spew fire, rocks and acid to melt her enemies. Carmina Villarreal played Sulfura. Nosferamus. Nosferamus, a super being like the Grim Reaper, is the right-hand man of Braguda. He is the transformed form of Narda's father, who she thought is dead. His powers include being able to dissolve into a black mist, summon blasts of dark red energy, and conjure a lump of molten metal, which he flung at Darna's eyes, blinding the superheroine. He died when he sacrificed his life for his daughter. Tonton Gutierrez played Nosferamus slash Mulong in the 2005 TV series. Babaeng Lobo. Babaeng Lobo was played by Karen de los Reyes, who also played as Alice, Babaeng Tuod, and Babaeng Impakta in the 2005 TV series. Black Darna. Black Darna slash Carol first appeared in Darna 2005 and was played by Katrina Hallely. She was the result of Darna's cooped-up emotions, Darna's essence turned into a supervillain of equal strength and ability. Black Darna is one of the most formidable adversaries of Darna, as she's also noticeably faster than her. Like Darna, her only weakness is that she draws her powers from the white stone. Molecula. Molecula Toxic Woman is a shapeshifter who can break herself apart to a molecular level, splitting herself to countless minute molecular parts to gain more mobility and versatility. She could also fling these particles at targets and trigger a dissolving effect. Christine Reyes played Molecula in the 2005 TV series. Divas Impaktitas. The Divas Impaktitas are the three right-hand she-vampires of Valentina. They were created by the Black Stone, granting them immunity to the sun as well as crosses and crucifixes, though they could still be slain if something sharp like a stake is driven through their hearts. Riza Senon played Lauella slash Divas Impactita in the 2005 TV series. Divina Demonica. Divina Demonica has the power to scream supersonic screams that could give severe trauma to those within her vicinity. She also demonstrates the ability to manipulate bats. Kay Brosses played Divina Demonica in the 2005 TV series. Toy Master. Toy Master is a clown who has the power to control toys as well as other abilities that border on the realm of magic, allowing him to defy the fabric of reality by summoning corporeal objects out of nothing or generating an irritating sound by beating his drum, powerful enough to disorient even Darna. He stole his magical powers from a gnome. Erwin Maley played Toy Master in the 2005 TV series. Mananangle. Mananangle MS. Luna is known to have a weakness over garlic and salt. Maggie Wilson played the role in the 2005 TV series. She later on took the role of Babaeng Linta in 2009. In the 2009 TV series, Rachel Pangilinan played the role of Manananggal/Deborah Santos. Deborah is a doctor by day and a Manananggal by night. She often victimizes pregnant women. She becomes close to Ding. She holds a secret concerning Ding's past. Tralka. Tralka is an Anamalkan warrior in the 2005 TV series. Cabra. Paolo Contis played Cabra/Xandro Anghari Ng Lipi Ng Mga Ahas Lit. Lord of Serpents in the 2009 TV series. In the original comics version 1950, Cabra was a female. This form seems to give him the benefit of his snake form while giving him the ability to hold things with his clawed hands. He can also squish his opponents with his deadly coils. He was secretly Valentina's real father. He impregnated Roma ang Babaeng Impakta to bear him more of his serpentine race after seeing her in his cave and for the purpose of having an heir that will be more faithful to him than his other daughter Valentina. He may be invulnerable to bullets but not from sharp objects. Serpina. Serpina Babaeng Anaconda, the princess of the snakes and Valentina's half-sister, was played by Katrina Halili in the 2009 TV series. Halili previously played Black Darna in 2005. Serpina is Cabra's daughter with Roma Babaeng Impakta. She also uses a powerful staff as her weapon. She even has a psychic rapport with Valentina that allows them to communicate telepathically. Vibora. Vibora is Valentina's loyal serpent. Bazooka Gang. Shiro, played by Polo Reveles, is a local crime lord and the leader of the Bazooka Gang. Shiro abducted Armida/Babaeng Lawin and brought her to Dr. Danilo Morgan, Dr. Montgomery's grandson, to reattach her wings. Liberty, played by Krista Kleiner, is Shiro's lieutenant and possible girlfriend. Babaeng Gagamba. Babaeng Gagamba Secretary Riza Miranda at the Hospicio residence. Babaeng Demonyita. Jackie Rice played Helga Demonyita, a powerful witch who preys on innocent children, in the 2009 TV series. She was possessed by the devil and like it she is closed red, has horns on her forehead and a long tail, which she uses as a whip. She has a hatred over humanity. She uses voodoo dolls and can also control fire. She is invulnerable to bullets. She can also vanish into fire. Vladimir. Vladimir is a vampire who was played by Akihiro Sato in the 2009 TV series. He appears to be a tall, dark and handsome man as described by Francesca. Like any vampire, he cannot stand the sun. Powers and abilities. Darna's original powers, enhanced levels of hand-to-hand fighting skills and excel in various forms of combat, flight, super strength, super speed, and nigh invulnerability. In the 2003 retcon, the latest releases of the comic, thus a form of telekinesis enhances her speed and strength and allows her flight. Her skin has a high level of invulnerability because of her species. Her psionic abilities also allow her to exercise limited psionic influence or telepathy. For weapons, the ruby encrusted in the winged medallion on her helmet also augments her psionic abilities, allowing her to emit a powerful concussion blast, and the medallions that make up her belt can be used like throwing stars shuriken. In the 2005 TV series, she also has heat vision, lent by the ruby. Narda transforms into Darna and vice versa by shouting out their respective names, Darna to become Darna, Narda to become Narda. First, however, Narda has to swallow the white stone, which conveniently comes out of her mouth every time Darna changes back into herself. However, it was not so in her comic incarnations. It started in the 1973 film Lipad, Darna, Lipad, Fly, Darna, Fly. In the 2009 version, Darna's bracers can produce flames when Darna focuses her energy enough and cause friction by brushing both braces against each other. The white stone. The white stone is a small stone mineral that contains unknown properties that grants numerous abilities to whoever wears or swallows it. Its appearance usually takes form of a small white pebble that occasionally glows. This can be theorized that the stone is also a sentient material capable of feeling and judgment. Although the original comic book lore as written by Mars Ravelo himself does not go into detail about the origins of the magic white stone itself other than the Darna entity contained within came from the planet Mart, other iterations of Darna that came up decades later did their own spins of how the magic white stone came to be. 2009 version. Little is known about Darna's origin, but the stone came from heaven like a meteorite until it is immediately found by a little girl named Narda. In the 2009 version, whoever inherits the stone and don the helm of Darna will inherit the following abilities: superhuman strength, and senses the ability to enhance the physical strength of its bearer to unimaginable scales. This ability can be used to jump in unusual high distances and can be used to lift extremely heavy objects, etc. This is the original ability Darna that was retained after the four original antagonists tried to absorb the power of the stone. Shield/superhuman invulnerability. The white stone grants its bearer a strong defense barrier that can able to withstand strong attacks and blows. When Narda was a child not taking Darna's form, the stone summoned a barrier that protected her from a bullet. Then another one is when Babaeng Tuod absorbed this ability, her external skin became near invulnerable, strong similar to that of an iron steel. This ability were later regained by Darna. Ability absorption. The white stone grants the ability to its bearer to copy the most recent ability used by an enemy. This ability was used by the Babaeng Linta to fight Darna. Flight. The white stone grants the bearer the power to fly. This was later stolen by Babaeng Impakta, but were later regained by Darna. Speed. The white stone grants the power of augment speed and agility to unimaginable scales. This was later absorbed by Babaeng Lawin but were later regained by Darna. Magic glamoring. Whoever swallows the stone and transformed into Darna, the human will retain her original body features such as facial and body built, but a magic aura will conceal the true form of the bearer, making it seem like Darna is not sharing the same face as its bearer. Therefore, nobody can recognize Darna and the bearer as the same person. Appearances. Costume. Darna's costume has varied over time, although almost all of her costume incarnations have retained some form of red bikini with a gold star on each brassiere cap, red helmet with ruby-encrusted gold-winged medallion, gold bracelets, golden medallion belt with a loincloth in the middle, and almost knee-high red stiletto boots. Darna is a character that fused together the concept of the superhero with the traditions of Philippine folklore. The yellow/gold stars come from the Philippine flag. The loincloth bahag is a visual inspiration from native costuming, and the agimat concept come from Filipino traditions. Philippine folklore has a tradition of presenting humble, pure-hearted mortals that are awarded amulets that allow them to in a way transform their virtues into superpowers that allow them to battle supernatural evil. Variations in other media. 1970s. Signed Pilipino got Vilma Santos to essay the role of Darna in Lipad, Darna, Lipad, 1973. But the problem was Santos was hesitant to wear the two-piece costume. So, during their photo shoot for the publicity photos for the film, she wore the Darna costume on top of her body stocking. Directors told her if she did not take it off, they will give the role to someone else. Santos was finally convinced by producers Douglas Quijano and William Leary to lose the body stocking and wear just the costume on the day of the press conference. In Darna and the Giants 1974, Santos wore an all-gold bikini top with red stars, boy shorts, helmet, belt with red loincloth, knee-high go-go boots, cuff bracelets, and choker. She also wore a red cape to a dance. In Darna vs. Yes. The Planet Women 1975, Zumarna #1275 September 27, 1993, except for the gold headpiece, which is similar to her headpiece in Pilipino Komiks. Darna #87 September 30, 1950. In 1977, Kichi Benedicto of KBS 9 produced the first Darna TV series, with then-young actress Lorna Tolentino as Darna/Narda. Tolentino was the first to wear a one-piece costume with gold stars instead of the classic two-piece bikini. Another detail that changed in this version were Darna's accessories. Instead of ruby, her red helmet had a large star in the middle of the gold-winged medallion, and the gold belt had an even larger star in the middle. Her golden cuff bracelets also had a red lining, while her red thigh-high wedged boots had large gold star details. In 1979, 2 Darna films were made. In the parody film Darna Kuno, starring Dolphy, he wore an inflating red bikini top with gold dots surrounding the gold stars, all gold helmet, belt, cuff bracelets, and knee-high boots. Brenda Del Rio, a pregnant Darna, wore the two-piece costume as well. She had a red bikini top with gold star details on each brassiere caps, blue bottoms, and all-gold headpiece with a winged medallion at the center, cuff bracelets, thigh-high boots, and belt minus the loincloth. After giving birth, Darna came back with her baby also dressed up as Darna. Lotis Key also put on the same costume as Del Rio. In Bira, Darna, Bira, starring Rio Loxon, she wore the classic red bikini with gold stars, red helmet with an encircled star in the middle of the gold-winged medallion, bracelets with gold stars and red straps, red knee-high boots, star-filled medallion belt, and short yellow loincloth with red details, with the addition of a gold-embellished red choker. This time, Ding, played by Romnick Sarmento, also had his own superhero costume. He wore a red mask, long-sleeve shirt and boots, and blue shorts. 1980s. Santos wore a shiny red bra with gold stars and chains, shiny blue shorts with white loincloth, and red and gold helmet with the gold-winged medallion. Her bracelets, belt, and boots were all gold. This time, Ding, played by Nino Mulach, also had his own superhero costume together with his own superpowers. He wore red long-sleeved leotard and boots, and red helmet with gold-winged medallion. In a cameo role in Viva Films' Captain Barbell 1986, Sharon Cuneta appeared as Darna. She wore a red and blue one-piece with gold stars. The top part was red while the bottom was blue, and the stomach area had red and blue stripes. For the first time, Darna's red helmet had a transparent wing with ruby-encrusted gold medallion in the middle. She also donned a ruby-encrusted gold medallion belt with red loincloth and red knee-high boots. Her gold cuff bracelets were encrusted with star-shaped rubies. 1990s. In the 1991 film Darna, produced by Viva Films, Nanette Medved wore a red bikini top with gold stars. Instead of wings on the ruby-encrusted tiara, the costume was still a red bikini with the gold stars now adorned with red crystals at the center. Like Medved's Darna, a Bayari wore a high-cut panty. The bracelets remained gold. The gold belt was a bit different. It had a large buckle but still with a red loincloth. However, the Ravelos and majority of fans wished to preserve Darna's signature look with a few design tweaks here and there from time to time. Darna made another cameo, this time in a series of Toyota Tamaraw FX commercials in 1997 with Anjanette Abayari portraying Darna. Lisa Macuja in Comics CCP Ballet as Darna 1997 wore a red and turquoise sleeveless leotard. The stomach portion was white in color with yellow stars, red helmet with yellow winged medallion, yellow belt with black loincloth, and yellow ballerina shoes. In one of the issues by Super Action Comics, Darna was illustrated differently. This time, she's wearing a chest and stomach-bearing red-trimmed blue one-piece with red shoulder pads, ruby-encrusted gold-winged medallion tiara, blue bracelets and belt, blue knee guards with yellow wings and red boots. In an episode of Dolphy's sitcom Home Along Dar Riles, Babalu's character Mang Ritchie once wore a Darna costume. He wore a gold headband, red bra with gold stars, red shorts and gold belt with red loincloth. 2000s. In Premiere Productions' 2003 remake of Captain Barbell, Regine Velasquez made a cameo appearance as Darna. She wore a red and yellow one-piece costume. It looked like a gold-trimmed red bikini with the stomach part being yellow with yellow stars, red helmet with white stone-encrusted yellow winged medallion, white stone-encrusted gold medallion belt with white loincloth. In Darna, the ballet 2003, Christine Crane and Chris Bell Paklibar, who alternately played Darna, wore the costume. There were two versions of the costume. One, the traditional red bikini with gold stars, red helmet with gold winged medallion, red bracelet adorned with gold medallions, gold belt and loincloth, and red ballerina shoes adorned with gold medallions. The ballerina shoes looked like boots, and two red bra with gold dots surrounding the gold stars, yellow shorts, red helmet adorned with a seemingly large gold bird, red bracelets and belt both with gold embellishments, and Mango Comics 2003 miniseries / Angel Loxon's Darna look for the 2005 Darna TV series. It is also considered one of Darna's many official costumes, just as the original by Nestor Redondo is. Angel wore the same costume in a 2006 Robitussin Liquid Gel TV advertisement. In the 2005 TV series, Katrina Halili also wore a Darna costume as the villain Black Darna. As the name implies, her costume was similar to Darna but in all black and gold. Marion wore the traditional red bikini with gold stars but now gold-trimmed red helmet with the ruby-encrusted gold-winged medallion, gold bracelets and now with gold arm cuffs, golden medallion belt with gold-trimmed yellow loincloth in the middle, and gold-trimmed red knee-high stiletto boots. The gold wing detail on her helmet had a more angular shape. Darna is currently sporting this incarnation of the costume. In the 2009 TV series, Rufami Quinto played the character Francesca. She once wore a Darna costume. She had a red bandana with a gold diamond and red gem accent in the middle, gold cuff bracelets and armbands, red sequined brassiere cups with gold diamond details and transparent spaghetti straps, red bottoms, gold diamond-shaped medallion belt with red gem accent, and yellow loincloth in the middle, and red mid-calf boots. Rufami also played a superheroine in the 2002 film Super B. The title and the main character's name was in reference to Vilma Santos, who previously played Darna on the big screen. 2010s. In the 2010 Cine novella, Mars Ravelo's Trudy's Lee television series episode 37, Gillian Ward, who also played Captain Barbell's sidekick, Lele/Super Tiny, in the 2011 Captain Barbell TV series wore the traditional Darna costume, while Pauline Luna wore a Valentina costume similar to the one worn by Alessandra De Rossi in the 2005 Darna TV series. In a dream sequence, Gillian portrayed Darna and defeated Valentina, portrayed by Pauline. Marian Rivera, who previously played Darna in 2009, was also in this series as Odessa. Marian Rivera donned her Darna costume once more for GMA at 60, the special presentation of GMA Network, to celebrate their 60th anniversary in 2010. Stars of GMA Telebabad shows were featured along Marian's Darna. Marian also wore a red cape like Vilma Santos in Darna vs. The Planet Women. In other media, Darna Films 1951–1994. Darna in the 1950s. Over the years, Darna has appeared in many films. The superheroine's popularity skyrocketed in 1951 when Royal Films produced a film version. Since then, a total of 14 films have been made portraying Darna, and endless serialized stories in different comic books followed. 2 Darna films were made by Royal Films, both starring Rosa del Rosario in Darna 1951 and Darna at Ang Babaeng Lawin 1952. The film was a huge box office success. 1952 film was based on Darna at Ang Babaeng Lawin Pilipino Komiks No. 120 January 5, 1952. In Eric Cueto's interview with Rosa in the official Mars Ravelo Darna website, she revealed that in her flying scenes in Darna, she was actually flying over Quiapo with the aid of a helicopter. She was suspended in the air with help of cables attached to her body and the helicopter. All her flying scenes were shot at night to hide the cables. She nearly crashed on Quiapo Church in one of her flying scenes. Darna in the 1960s. In the early 1960s, 2 more Darna films were made, starring Lei Ming as Darna with Danilo Jurado as Ding in C. Darna at Ang Impakta 1963, produced by People's Pictures, Inc. It was very atmospheric and true to its comics serial roots. Darna's origin is once again retold on the big screen. The role of Roma was first played by Gina Alonso, who also played Lucy Ang Babaeng Tuod in C. Darna Ang Babaeng Tuod 1965, while Paquito Salcido played the evil twin. Liza Morno starred again as Darna, and was pitted against another superhero named Ispitnik, played by Nina Blanca. In 1965, Sergio H. Santiago, who eventually became one of the most influential Filipino directors here and abroad, directed the first Darna film in full color produced by People's Pictures, Inc. C. Darna at Ang Babaeng Tuod was shown to the public this time. Then newcomer Eva Montes was tapped for the role. Eva also played Dicebel's daughter, Alona, in the 1964 film Anak ni Dicebel. This version was vastly different from Ravelo's original tale. This was also the only Darna film that focused more on the villain than on the hero. Darna appeared in the film only 3 times. In one of her later interviews, Eva revealed that this was because Gina Alonso, who played the villain Lucilla Ang Babaeng Tuod, was being groomed by People's Pictures, Inc. to be its next big star. Gina Parano portrayed the role in Vera Perez Productions' own version of Darna in C. Darna at Ang Planetman 1969. In the film, Gina Parano played both Darna and Daria, while Narda was played by the young Gina Alajar. Darna also fell in love for the first time in this film. She fell for a man who turned out to be the Planetman whom she had to defeat. Darna in the 1970s and 1980s, Vilma's Darna. In the 1970s, films with Vilma Santos as Darna are iconic. In these films, Darna is already a teenager and she has to swallow the stone each time she transforms, as it comes out of her mouth whenever she changes back to Narda. Her home planet was not named. Lipad, Darna, Lipad. 1973 is the first and only trilogy of the superheroine. On March 23, 1973, Darna breaks all box office record. It was the highest-grossing daṛna film in Philippine film history and considered a turning point in Vilma's career. On the opening day of the film, the cast gave away free daṛna dolls. Coca-Cola also promoted the film by giving away daṛna characters' masks. It was also the first daṛna film where Darna and Narda were played by the same actress. Unfortunately, there is no existing copy left of this classic film. The line "Ding, ang bato. Ding, give me the stone." From the film Lipad, Darna, Lipad became a favorite catchphrase, though it was not in the original comics. The film had 3 episodes, one Impakta directed by Manning Borleza. It starred Gloria Romero as Miss Luna, a school teacher who has a dark secret. She is actually a flying flesh-eater creature at night. 2 Babaeng Ahas directed by Elwood Perez. It starred Celia Rodriguez as Valentina, a campy supermodel/Gorgon. One scene has the actress naked in bed being caressed by a dozen snakes, and 3 Babaeng Lawin Hawk Woman starring Liza Lorna as Babaeng Lawin and Rod Dasco as Aguila directed by Joey Gocian Fiao. Vilma starred in 3 more daṛna films, Darna and the Giants 1974 and Darna vs. The Planet Women 1975, which were both under Tagalog Ilang Ilang Productions, and Darna, and Ding 1980 with Child Wonder Nino Mulaches Ding under Nino Mulaches D Wonder Films. Darna and the Giants was the continuation of Vilma's first daṛna film, and Darna again wore the red and gold bikini costume. The Giants were played by Divina Valencia and Ike Lazada. Helen Gamboa played the villainous alien warrior queen X-Free-X. X-Free-X, together with her alien minions, terrorizes Narda's village and captures several of the townsfolk, and transforming them into mindless giants who go on a rampage across the countryside in the hopes of conquering the earth. Darna vs. Yes. The Planet Women was a rebooted version of the Darna origin, with Vilma's Narda this time portrayed as a crippled teenager who was given a magical stone by a mysterious source. The Planet Women, a band of bikini-clad space Amazons who are each coated with a different shade of primary-hued body paint, consisted on Notch, Electra played by Rosana Ortiz, come armed with a shopping list of Earth scientists whom they plan to abduct. Darna and Ding was the last time Vilma played Darna. For the first time, Ding was mentioned in the title. The film begins with a pre-credit sequence recounting Darna's origin. Apparently, the notion of Darna's alter ego having a bum leg, introduced in Darna vs. The Planet Women, has since been abandoned. In this film, Darna was joined by Ding, who now has his own superpowers. Nino also played Darna in this film. Also, Lito Angers stole the magic stone and transformed into Darna. Dr. Irene Vontisberg, played by Marisa Delgado, in an eye-flashing performance addressing a past injustice by raising the recently dead and setting them upon the villagers. This provides for a lot of creepy moments. Veronica Jones played Babaeng Lawin. As is typical of the series, Darna and Ding shows Narda's tiny rural village to be the locus of every imaginable kind of extraterrestrial, criminal, and paranormal activity and shambling. Green slime slobbering ghouls. Vilma displayed her faux kung fu skills, but then it takes a darker turn, with one of the cons gunning down an innocent bystander. Much as with Dr. Vontisberg, there seems to be a tragic dimension to Lei Ming, as she follows many of her acts of evil with extended crying jags. Darna and Ding's final episode sees the pair following a trail of missing children to the doorstep of Lei Ming, an evil Chinese sorceress played in a yet another eye-flashing performance by Celia. Darna in the 1970s, the male Darnas. Chiquito was the first male Darna in Philippine films. In Vilma Santos' film Terrible Double 1974, he played the superhero in a short scene. He was considered the arch-rival of comedy king Dolphy, who later on also played Darna and Captain Barbell. In 1979, Regal Films made a spoof of the Darna films titled Darna Kuno. In this film, there were actually three Darnas: Dolphy, Brenda Del Rio, and Lotis Key. Brenda's part was first offered to Vilma Santos. The story is about a poor underdog man played by Dolphy. In order for Dolphy to turn into Darna, he has to swallow the stone and shout Darna Kuno, and for him to return to his human form, he has to shout Darna Lekba, an anagram of the word balik, which means return. Dolphy as Darna Kuno also encountered different kinds of Filipino folklore characters like Tikbalang's half-man and half-horse creatures, aswangs, and many more. Lotis Key as Annabelle also put on the Darna costume minus the sash. She found out the truth about Darna Kuno's secret identity and stole the magical stone. At the end of the film, Dolphy and Lotis battled a group of aliens and defeated them. The real Darna came back with her baby also dressed up as Darna and took back her stone. The baby also seemed to have powers, as the little one was seen flying with Darna. A few months after Dolphy's Darna parody, MBM Productions presented its own Darna film, Bira, Darna Bira, starring 18-year-old Rio Locsin, who also made an appearance in the parody. This is the only Darna film that did not do well in box office. Narda also became a high-class model in this film. Darna in the 1990s. Viva Films produced another film adaptation simply titled Darna 1991 and was directed by Joel Lemangan. Half-Russian, half-Filipino actress Nanette Medved played the Darna role. Then 9-year-old Francine Prieto under her real name Anna Marie Falcon. She also starred in the 2009 Darna TV series as Babaeng Tuod played the young Narda. Nanette portrayed Narda as a model working in Manila and Darna with reference to Wonder Woman's ability to block bullets with her bracelets. This started the accusation that Darna was a Wonder Woman rip-off. Darna's costume was also altered in this film. From the helmet that Darna used to wear in past films, she now wore a tiara with wings. She had two brothers in this film, Ding and Dong. After appearing in a TV commercial for an automobile company as Darna with fellow beauty queens Alma Concepcion and Daisy Reyes, both also wearing Darna costumes, Filipina-American and dethroned Bibi. Pilipinas Universe 1991 and Jeanette Abayari was chosen by Viva Films to play its latest version of Darna in Darna, and Pagbabalik 1994. Although the grandmother was named Lola Isay in the early versions of the comics serial, she wasn't named in the previous film. And Jeanette appeared again as Darna in a cameo in Ang Pagbabalik ni Pedro Penjuco 1994 starring Jano Gibbs. Cameos and abandoned projects. In a cameo role of Viva Films Captain Barbell 1986 starring Herbert Bautista and Edu Manzano, Sharon Cuneta appeared as Darna. It was supposed to be Cuneta's promotion for her own full-length Darna film. However, she declined the project later due to the excessive requirements of the role. Back then, there were no invisible wires to lift Darna in the air, so an actress would need to lie down head first, while a long piece of iron would hold her tight on both sides of her body. In the 2003 remake of Captain Barbell by Premier Productions starring Oji Alcacid and Bong Rivera, Regine Velasquez made a cameo appearance in a dream sequence as Darna, which she reprised in her concert tour The Singer and the Songwriter the following year. Like Cuneta, Velasquez was supposed to portray Darna in her own full-length film, but it was cancelled as well. In 2012, Darna's action sequences by Vilma Santos from the 1975 Darna vs. The Planet Women were shown side by side. Comedian Vice Ganda's Darna inspired action scenes in the comedy film This Guy's in Love with You Mare. Directed by Wenderamas. The former Darna Vilma Santos' son Luis Manzano also stars in the film. Darna TV series. 1977 TV series. The comic book superheroine also found its way to the small screen. The first Darna TV series was created by Kechi Benedicto and starred a 14-year-old Lorna Tolentino as Darna/Narda. It was aired on KBS 9 RPN 9. 2005 TV series. In 2005, they tapped Angel Locsin to play Darna after the success of the TV series Milawin, where she played one of the lead roles. Locsin had to learn wushu, kung fu, and other fighting techniques even as she mastered the art of flying and displayed Darna's superpowers. The television series, directed by Dominic Zapata and Eric Quizon, ended on Friday, November 25, 2005. Captain Barbell, wearing a costume similar to Bong Rivela's Captain Barbell, guest-starred in the last episode of the Darna TV series. He played a significant role by helping Darna. But his face was not shown, rather only the CV sign on his chest was focused, since GMA7 has not decided yet who will take the role, and they intentionally did it to drumbeat the promotions for the upcoming Captain Barbell TV series. A lot of changes and new material were added for this incarnation of Darna. The show follows the original version's storyline, with Narda finding the stone as a child, but she only becomes Darna and discovers her powers at age 18. Many new allies and enemies were invented for the show, as well as more backstory. Notably, Narda and Valentina are half-sisters. Wilding has been killed. In the story, the Black Darna is a result of Narda's release of all her pent-up emotions. Another Mars Ravelo's creation, Daisebel, portrayed by Aramina, made a guest appearance in the series for the very first time. 4 actresses who previously played Darna were involved in the TV series. Gina Perino Darna and the Planetman, 1969, appeared as Darna's grandmother. Rio Locsin Bira, Darna Bira, 1979, appeared as the wife of Dr. Zombie, one of the villains. Lorna Tolentino Darna in 1977 TV series portrayed Queen Adran of Marte. Regine Velasquez portrayed Darna in Captain Barbell. 2003 sang the theme song of the series, Di Na Nag Isa, composed by Jay Duriez of South Border. She also provided the voice clip of shouting Darna for use in the TV series. 2009 TV series. After the success of the second Darna TV series in 2005 with Angel Locsin as the lead role, GMA Network confirms that the rights of Darna is still theirs, along with Captain Barbell and Daisebel. In January 2008, it was announced that GMA Network decided to make another version of the Darna TV series, but this time it will be along with Captain Barbell. But due to schedule conflicts of Richard Gutierrez, everything was shelved. Also, Locsin has already transferred to ABS-CBN, the rival station of GMA Network, in 2007. GMA Network, along with the Ravelos, copyright holders of the character, has unanimously chosen Marian Rivera as Darna. It was said by Wilma Galvante, the SVP for Entertainment TV, in an interview that the new Darna should be a real star because it is a prime role. Mark Harris was considered for the lead male role of Eduardo, but Mark Anthony Fernandez won the part. Regine Velasquez, who previously portrayed Darna in the 2003 Captain Barbell film, was again involved in the series. Like the 2005 TV series, she also provided the voice clip of shouting Darna, and later played a villain called Elektra, the Planet Woman, in the second season. GMA Network announced that the new styled Darna would be a mirror to Marian Rivera's personality, possibly featuring more comedy flavor into the drama plot. Rivera is best known for her roles as the leads in the Philippine adaptation of Marimar and another Mars Ravelo creation, Daredevil. Marian went through rigid physical and mental training for her role and also started to train in the Chinese martial art wushu. She was about to start her fighting routines with an expert and also to be trained on harness. Unfortunately, it was postponed due to conflicts on schedule. Also, Galvante confirmed that Captain Barbell, another Mars Ravelo's creation, is going to be shown in the series. However, it did not push through, so a new character named Pancho, Narda's childhood friend from orphanage and love interest played by Dennis Trillo, was introduced instead. The rebooted superhero TV series directed by Dominic Zapata and Don Michael Perez premiered on August 10, 2009. Marian Rivera soared high as Darna. The series' 44.1% pilot rating is Rivera's second highest primetime series opening, after Daredevil's 44.9%. But it cannot be denied that Loxon's version of Darna made history when it reached 52.1% on its fourth episode, where she appeared in a Darna costume for the first time. That figure was the highest rating achieved by any GMA7 show at that time. 2021 TV series. On December 4, Jane de Leon signed an exclusive contract with ABS-CBN Star Magica, which made the announcement that she will star in the TV series called Mars Ravelo's Darna, the TV series. Darna Lives webcomic. In 2011, comic book creators Jerry Alanguilan and Arnold are partnered to write a 9-page concept webcomic called Darna Lives, which reimagined the life of Darna. Alanguilan wrote the story, and R provided the art for the piece, which portrayed Darna's alter ego Narda having forgotten her superhero identity and moved on to a life of obscurity and poverty, until fate intervenes to bring Darna back. Although short, the fan fiction was notable for its significantly different portrayal of the character, since it was the first time the Narda alter ego was portrayed as anything but a demure young woman. Narda is married and has 3 children. Commenting on the work in a Philippine Daily Inquirer interview, Alanguilan explained his motivations for coming out with the story. "I think Arnold and I were able to show that Darna, as a character, can stand to be interpreted differently to allow her to remain appealing and relevant to a new audience. I hope Darna Lives can push for this kind of change. I think Filipinos, as we have seen, are open to it, and comics creators and filmmakers do not need to keep relying on old tricks and gimmicks that have worked before. I hope it can push our storytellers in other media, especially TV and movies, to be bolder. The image gets NG masa yan. The masses won't understand. That is a stupid, cowardly statement that ensures nothing but stagnancy." Song in a story depiction. Hindi Ako see Darna 1998. Filipino version of Superwoman popularized by Karen White. Performed by Janine Desiderio. Narda 2005. Composed and performed by Kamikaze 2009 TV series OST. Memo 2005. Performed by Michael V 2009 TV series OST. Time in 2007. Performed by Yang Constantino. Daina Nag Isa 2005. Performed by Regine Velasquez. Love theme from the 2005 Darna television series. This song was officially released by Universal Records in Regine Velasquez motion picture soundtrack, Till I Met You. A second version of Daina Nag Isa acoustic version appears on this same album. Daina Magigisa 2005. Performed by Michael V. Darna, Akona 2020. Performed by Daryl Ong 2020 movie OST. Television commercials. The character of Darna was used in a series of Toyota Tamaraw FX commercials, with Anjanette Bayari, Alma Conception, and Daisy Reyes portraying Darna in 1997. Angel Locsin also appeared as Darna in a 2006 Robitussin Liquid Gel TV advertisement wearing her Darna costume from the 2005 TV series. It was directed by Avid Lion Garin. The story started with a giant monster attacking a village. Narda was about to transform into Darna, but was interrupted by her cough, so she shouted only half of the name Dar. She was then seen holding a liquid gel capsule, which she swallowed to transform into Darna. She rescued some bystander first before defeating the giant monster to death. Theater. Ballet. Darna has also been portrayed in several ballet productions by Ballet Philippines BP and Philippine Ballet Theatre PBT. Pilipino Komiks. On April 22, 1993, prima ballerina Lisa Macuja Elizalde played Darna and Melanie Motis played Valentina in the musical stage play entitled Pilipino Komiks with Maritoni Tordesillas as Disebel and Noreen Austria as Banjanj, Katrina Santos, Ojas Barroso as Dario, Rael Banzan as Gorio, Kathy Lee as Rita, and Robert Policarpio as Ipe. This ballet stage production was presented by Philippine Ballet Theatre and featured comic book characters made by Mars Ravelo, including Darna, Valentina, Disebel, Rita Rich, Ipe and Banjanj in a comedic way. Chino Toledo's music, Jenner Carringal's choreography, Arturo Cruz set and costume designs, and lighting by Eric Cruz brought comics to life on the stage. After 24 years, this dance story of the battle between good and evil that was first choreographed by former PBT director Jenner Carringal was restaged again on May 14, 2017 by Philippine Ballet Theatre and co-presented by Filipino Heritage Festival, National Commission for Culture and the Arts, AB Leisure and Philippine Amusement, and Gaming Corporation PAGCOR in celebration of Heritage Month. In this restaging of Filipino Komiks, Regine Magbatang played Narda/Darna while Lobi Pimentel played Valentina, Peter San Juan as Narda's boyfriend, Dario, Veronica Ascenza as Disebel, Kim Abrojna as Banjanj, Mark Pinda as Gorio, Marica Disimbrana as Rita, and Matthew Davo as Ipe. Both plays were performed in the Cultural Center of the Philippines CCP Main Theater. The second play was additionally performed in Negros, Philippines. Comics, the ballet. In 1997, Lisa Macuja Elizalde danced the part of Darna in Comics, the ballet in celebration of Darna's golden anniversary. Darna, the ballet. Another ballet stage play was produced on August 17, 2003, by Ballet Philippines and presented at the Cultural Center of the Philippines. In this theater version, entitled Darna, the ballet, Christine Crane and Chris Bell Paclibar alternately danced the part of Darna while Valentina did the singing. This action-packed dance musical production is equally focused on both Darna and Valentina. Other stage plays. Ding Ang Bato. On May 14 to 21, 2018, Ding Ang Bato. That was presented by the Arts and Culture Cluster and the dance program of the School of Design and Arts of the De La Salle College of St. Benilde was a dance musical theater that once more featured Darna and Valentina. Staged at School of Design and Arts SDA Theatre at De La Salle College of St. Benilde on Pablo Ocampo Saint and directed also by Chris Millardo. The story is told from the point of view of Ding, played alternately by Carlos Serrano, Junior Quiambao, and John Penaranda, the younger brother of Narda, who is born deaf in this version and accompanies Darna in the journey of empowerment. The production reunited the team with Benilde's dance chair Christine Crane, who deftly reprised the role of Darna from the production, that first saw flight at the Cultural Center of the Philippines Main Theater in 2003 and is now devised for contemporary audiences. Stage and TV actor Natasha Cabrera inhabits the role of Valentina. Olivia Bugaong alternates with Crane for Darna while Danny Idea alternates for Valentina. In this version, Valentina is a sympathetic character and has an alter ego named Tina that was played by Lee Roque. In this dance musical redux of Darna, the quintessential Filipina superheroine grapples with the irascible serpent queen Valentina, used to be her childhood friend. Darna's encounter with Valentina flung the two friends, now arch-enemies, into fantastic realms of urban dystopia that make them confront their brightest and darkest selves. Choreographed by Dennisor Reyes and Ernest Mandap, Filipino Sign Language was seamlessly interwoven into the choreography. In fact, the whole production used sign language and spoken dialogue without the necessity of an interpreter so that both hearing and deaf audiences could experience the narrative. Art and literature. Darna Comics is a comics magazine first published by Pilipino Komiks, Inc., and continued by Atlas Publishing Company, Inc. Its maiden issue appeared on February 3, 1968, with Ruben R. Marcelino as editor. Its title was named after Darna, a comics character created by the great Mars Ravelo. In children's literature, Edgar Samar wrote a story entitled Ayuwi na ang Nanay Kong si Darna, which won the PBBY Salander Writers Prize in 2002 and was illustrated by Russell Molina, who won the PBBY Illustrators Prize. In 2012, Anvil Publishing, Inc. published Darna and Other Idols by Mara P.L. Lanot with Marian Rivera as Darna on the cover. The book features former Darna actresses Marian Rivera and Vilma Santos, and Gina Alajar, who played Narda in See Darna at Ang Planet in 1969. Postage stamps. Darna has also been the subject of a series of national postage stamps released by Philpost on November 15, 2004. The Darna Issue 3 cover that Gilbert Monsanto did for Mango Comics and Nestor Redondo's Darna were among those featured along with Francisco Reyes Kilafu, Francisco V. Cockings Lapu Lapu, and Federico Javanel and Cockings El Vibora. Merchandising. Funko Pop. The Darna X Funko Pop vinyl figurine was first announced on the second day of ToyCon 2019 on June 29, 2019 at the SMX Convention Center in Pasay in a panel celebrating Darna's 70th anniversary. On July 25, 2019, ABS-CBN, the media company producing the new Darna movie, announced that the figurine by US-based toy manufacturer Funko will be exclusively available in the Philippines during FunCon 2019 through Big Boy's Toy Store from August 2 to 4, 2019. Darna is the first ever Filipino superhero to have this most sought-after licensed pop culture collectible. Funko replicated Darna's trademark look created by artist Nestor Redondo, complete with a red helmet that has a gold-winged medallion to match her iconic two-piece red bikini that has gold stars on each brassiere cap. The Funko Darna launch comes nearly a month after Jane de Leon was announced as the lead for Star Cinema's movie on the superhero. ABS-CBN even had the new Darna, Jane de Leon, do a Funko Pop unboxing video of the superhero. Darna Funko Pop. Under the heading Ravelo Comics Universe listed as No. 23 in Funko Pop Comics was released alongside a glow-in-the-dark edition of the barong-wearing Jollibee Funko Pop, in time for the Philippine Independence Day celebration in June. Aside from the Darna Funko Pop toy, other Darna collectibles are also available, such as the Darna card game, statuettes, shirts, and other novelty items. On-screen actresses and actors. Rosa del Rosario was the first actress to play the first Filipino superheroine on screen. Vilma Santos and Marian Rivera are the only two actresses who played two of Mars Ravelo's comics characters respectively, namely Darna and Darsebel, with Vilma having played Darna 4 times. Official list of actresses and actors who played Darna. Others. Chiquito in Terribal Dabal 1974 as a male Darna. Dolphy in Darna Kuno. 1979 as a male Darna. Brenda Del Rio in Darna Kuno. 1979. Lotis Key in Darna Kuno. 1979. Nino Mulach in Darna, ending 1980 as Narda's brother Ding, who temporarily became a male Darna. Katrina Halili in Mars Ravelo's Darna 2005 TV series as Black Darna. Angel Aquino in Mars Ravelo's Darna 2009 TV series as the original Darna and Keeper of the White Stone. Techi Agbayani in Hindi Ako see Darna 2017 theater play. Official list of actors who played Ding. Darna's adventures won't be complete without her sidekick Ding. New Generation Darna. Darna under GMA Network. According to a news article in September 2004, GMA Film Division planned to produce a Darna film in addition to the 2005 TV series. Wilma Galvez of GMA7 wanted a different actress for the film version and had reportedly offered the role to Regine Velasquez, who previously portrayed Darna, Captain Barbell 2003. However, the production of the project did not come to fruition. But due to schedule conflicts of Richard Gutierrez, who was busy with other projects, everything was shelved. Also, Angel Locsin has already transferred to the rival network ABS-CBN in 2007. It didn't materialize as well. Darna under ABS-CBN. In 2013, the Ravelo family gave ABS-CBN the rights to the characters created by Mars Ravelo, an agreement in 2013. ABS-CBN officially acquired the exclusive rights to 13 Mars Ravelo titles, including Darsebel, Darna, and Captain Barbell. Darna was first announced in 2013 by Star Cinema, and Eric Matty was revealed to direct the film. In October 2013, Star Cinema managing director Malu Santos confirmed that actress Angel Locsin, who portrayed Darna in the 2005 GMA teleseries, would be reprising the role of the iconic superhero in an upcoming Darna film produced by the ABS-CBN Film Outfit and Reality Entertainment, 5 months after the network earned the rights to Darna and 12 other Ravelo characters. During an interview with ABS-CBN, Angel said that the yet untitled Darna film was one of the biggest projects ever done by the film company. 2 years later, Locsin pulled out of the Darna project. On October 26, 2015, Locsin stated on her Instagram account that she could no longer play Darna. According to a press statement from ABS-CBN, the actress was dealing with health concerns. On the photo posted on the Rodmagaru show, it is confirmed that Darna has continued in production. Angel Locsin was supposed to reprise her role as Darna. However, Locsin developed a disc bulge in her spine and was soon considered a minor handicap because of her injury. As a result, she chose to leave the project. Locsin also clarified on her Instagram account that ABS-CBN had already chosen the actress for Darna, but did not mention her name. On an interview with Spot, Matty said that they have already found an actress for the role, but still it isn't final. On September 1, on a dinner get-together hosted by ABS-CBN President CEO Carlo Catagback for the officer and members of Professional Artist Managers, Inc. Palmi, and with other business unit heads of ABS-CBN Network, Malu Santos officially confirmed that Locsin will reprise her role as Darna. ABS-CBN executives had been eyeing Locsin to reprise the role as they could not find any other suitable actress to replace her. Thus, they waited until Locsin was fully healed and given clearance for the role. However, in March 2017, Locsin stated that she will be unable to play the title role and had dropped out of the project due to health and safety reasons. Meanwhile, 12 actresses were considered as replacements for Locsin. Such included the likes of Lisa Sobrano, Nadine Luster, Julia Montes, Sarah Geronimo, Maja Salvador, Paya Wurtzbach, Arsai Munoz, Jesse Mendiola, Casey Concepcion, Yassi Pressman, and Curtis, Catherine Bernardo, and Ritz Azul. In May 2017, it was announced that Lisa Sobrano will replace Locsin. But in April 2019, Sobrano decided to withdraw the project due to a finger bone injury she acquired during production for the network's 2018 TV series Bagani. Meanwhile, ABS-CBN had begun casting on a new actress. In July 2019, it was announced that Jane de Leon will replace Sobrano. In August 2020, ABS-CBN announced to postpone the filming of the movie due to concerns over the COVID-19 pandemic and the restrictions. However, in December 2020, ABS-CBN announces the daṛna will be adapted into a series. Collected editions.